Hello and welcome to this brand new edition of Climate Clock, and today we are going to discuss something very interesting, lithium mining. Lithium is basically used to make lithium-ion batteries, cell production, which are to be used in electric vehicles. A lot of companies are talking about these opportunities in electric vehicles and lithium-ion batteries as well. But is it really environment friendly? Well, some of the analysis says it is not. So let's take this point forward and discuss it with an expert. We have with us Rishabh Jain, who is the program lead CEEW, that is Center for Energy Finance. Rishabh, thanks a lot for joining us on CNBC TV 18. And this has been the general view. Everyone has been riding the EV wave thinking that it is environment friendly. There are government policies as well. But is the basic input, that's lithium and the lithium mining process, is not all that clean? What are your thoughts on that?
Hi, Sonal. First of all, thanks for having me here. The question is very valid and definitely requires deep understanding on where are we getting our lithium for all the different applications, right? So not just for electric vehicles, but lithium-ion batteries are being used for laptop batteries in laptops, in cameras, in mobile phones, and many other devices that store electricity. But the understanding on what are the environmental impacts of mining these lithium ions or lithium metal is very limited. And to summarize this, there are two broad ways of mining lithium. One is directly through the ore, which is the conventional process. The other one is through brines, which are present in many countries. Basically, what happens is that you pump out the brine from these areas, and then you let the water evaporate, and then the lithium is, of course, left out. It can take from months to several years for water to evaporate in under given conditions. However, there are concerns that are raised by many countries as well as the local communities that mining through the brine process has had significant environmental damage in the nearby communities. However, there are, of course, opposing views also saying that this brine water is not potable and cannot be used for any purpose and hence does not necessarily cause any environmental damage. But there are recent studies which show that for the last couple of decades since when the mining has been happening, the impact on soil moisture and the nearby environment has been taking place. So there's a negative correlation between mining and the impact on the environment.
Okay, so you did mention two ways of mining, right? Lithium mining, that is. Is there a greener way for lithium mining? And if not, will we have to look for alternatives if we have to use batteries and use all of them in different electrical components or electric vehicles for that matter?
Right. So fortunately, there's some technology that is being developed still in the labs though, where the lithium can be found or can be extracted through a direct lithium extraction method. So basically, instead of letting the water evaporate in these highland areas, what you would do is there'll be a filtration process, and through different technologies, you will only extract the lithium and the water would circle back under the ground itself. But again, all of these technologies will take more than a couple of years to be commercially deployed at a scale which it is required. Unfortunately, in the immediate scenario, there's no particular technology that can replace the existing process. However, what also needs to be understood is that wherever mining is happening, either through ores or through brine, the companies that are mining, the mining companies, need to take care of all the potential challenges of the environment, have conversations with the communities to ensure that leaching of any waste product does not necessarily happen in the environment. So in the short term, of course, this is what is required, but in the long term, hopefully many of these technologies will be commercialized and there will be a better environmental friendly method to extract lithium. However, in the short term, what do we do to address some of the other requirements regarding climate change, which is specifically on the mobility emissions? So there are other technologies, again, battery technologies that are not dependent on lithium. For instance, there's sodium-ion batteries, which does not require lithium at all. There's metal air battery, which again does not require lithium. Again, many of these technologies are in the very nascent stages of development. It will take years before they are commercially viable and can be deployed at mass scale.
Okay, so just give me a sense, by whatever you said, the conclusion that I make is that lithium-ion batteries are most used or are actually the only ones used to manufacture, say, electric vehicles, the battery components, or anything in that regard.
Yes. So all the batteries that would be there in electric vehicles, also most of the batteries either in laptops, mobiles, all of them are based on lithium-ion batteries. But again, I would say maybe by end of this decade or maybe early next decade, there'll be other new technologies that may be commercially viable and that can replace lithium-ion batteries. So yeah, it will take some time before they can be commercially viable.
But isn't it ironic that we are talking about electric vehicles, a big push out there because we want to promote environmental friendly ways, but the actual raw material or the actual process consists of processes which is not that environment friendly. So thank you for pointing that out. But in general, I wanted to understand, has the production or has the consumption of lithium gone up considerably because of the EV push globally that we've been talking about? And has that led to shortage or price increase? What is the supply demand scenario here?
Yes, so globally there's enough minerals available, as in enough lithium available to meet the demands, and not just in the short term, in the long term also. So there are three ways in which you really categorize or you discuss the availability of minerals. One is the resources, basically how much of metal is available beneath the Earth's surface or on the Earth's surface. Then are the reserves, basically how much can you extract in an economically viable manner. And third, of course, is the production itself. The estimated production in 2021 was 100,000 tons. 100,000 tons in 2021, whereas the reserves were in the range of 20 million tons. So that's a lot of reserves that still exist. 50% of the production was coming from Australia. Then significant amount, around 30% was coming from South America, countries like Chile and Argentina. And then considerable portions were also being mined in China. So going forward, of course, we expect the demand of lithium to increase significantly. Estimates by IEA suggest that the demand would be 1,200 kilotons by 2040 under a scenario to meet the Paris goals. But we have enough resources, and many of these resources can become commercially viable and technically viable in the coming decades.
Okay. Rishabh, last question before we let you go. Where does India stand in all this? You spoke about how other countries have large resources, there's enough basically lithium available to cater to the demand that we have. Does India import it, or there are enough reserves available with India as well?
So currently, India does not have battery cell manufacturing capacity in the country. So hence, India is not importing lithium for battery manufacturing applications. However, there are government plans to scale up battery manufacturing in the country. There's the Advanced Cell Chemistry Scheme that was launched recently, the PLI scheme, where 10 companies were selected for the tender, and it is expected that many of these companies will start manufacturing cell in India. However, of course, as you manufacture cell, you would require all the minerals like lithium, cobalt, nickel, and there are supply chain agreements that need to be set in place to access these minerals. Unfortunately, of course, we are not there yet. India has also set up a company called Kavil a couple of years ago to secure some of these critical minerals from countries in South America. Hopefully, they'll be making some moves in the immediate term. But to access these minerals, what India needs to do immediately is to get many of these mining companies and get many of the manufacturers in India to sign long-term supply agreements, so that the price volatility does not necessarily impact Indian manufacturers. At the same time, government can also actively use the foreign relations that we have with many of these countries to get a better deal. In the long term, we can also see of exploring potential in the country itself. There's some exploration that is happening with some limited success in Karnataka, but maybe going forward, we can also accelerate that plan.
Okay, all right, Rishabh, thanks a lot for joining us and giving us all those details. And as and when we get more updates, we'll touch base with you again. So that's the update as far as lithium mining is concerned, considered to be an environment-friendly way because it is used in electric vehicles, which is basically a way of reducing emissions, but does not look like the fact because it actually is not very environment-friendly. You stay tuned to CNBC TV 18. That is all we have on this edition of Climate Clock today.